All right, guys, what is up? Kyle McHugh here with quick tips. Today, we are going to be talking about getting good, clean audio and how I process it in Adobe Premiere Pro and then Adobe Audition. So number one, you want to get good, clean audio while you're recording. This is going to be the moment where you can make all the difference, especially if you're working with budget equipment. This microphone is a fee-fine USB microphone that's like 30, 35 bucks. You can do a lot with these types of equipment if you just set things up right. You want to have it as close as you can to the speaker. I don't care if this shows up in the frame, so you can see it right here. I'm acknowledging that, yes, I am making a video. You guys know it. I know it. You want to hide the microphone, use a lapel microphone or a shotgun microphone that is mounted just outside of frame up here. You point it at the person's chest, get as close as you can. You can still get great audio with a budget audio recorder, whether that's shotgun, lapel, or USB microphone. So without getting any more into it, this is quick tips. Let's get into things real quick. I'm gonna show you how I process the audio once I get good, clean audio from here. Let's go. Okay guys, so we are sitting here in Premiere Pro and I've got a little bit of footage here of me just, doing my thing, talking to myself. Here I am. And let's give it a listen of me this is audio straight out of camera from about 1.5 feet with a cheap shotgun microphone mounted right on top of the camera. The channel, if you're new here, we talk about marathon training and I take you out on some of my workouts. Okay, that sounds okay, but you can hear the lens focusing as I'm moving a little bit and some adjustments. You can hear the hum of maybe just the hum of the building, maybe the air conditioning. You can hear some stuff. So now we're going to listen to the fee-fine microphone that you can see in the frame, and we're just going to give that a listen raw and see how that sounds. Here we talk about marathon training and I take you out on some of my workouts, what shoes I'm wearing, all that good stuff. Okay, so that sounds incredibly better, but we can even juice that up a bit. But the first thing I'm going to do is just highlight both these because you may have noticed that they were not synchronized. So I'm going to synchronize these clips. I created a shortcut for Shift V, but you can also just go up to Help and search Synchronize and you'll find it pretty quick. Going to hit OK. It's a pretty long clip. Okay, never mind. So we're good. So now they're all synced up and this will look good. Talk about marathon training and I take you out on... Awesome. It looks great and it sounds pretty good, but we can do better. So we are now going to take this. You're going to right click on the track that is cleaner, your cleanest audio track. You may only have one. And you are going to edit clip in Adobe Audition, which is the Adobe audio software. It's pretty cool. I always enjoy the artwork for pretty much all these applications. Okay, so this is Adobe Audition. Really cool, really powerful software, but I only do a handful of things here when it comes to cleaning up audio. So first things first, let's find a nice quiet portion because we are going to grab it and then remove it from the entire clip. Okay, so right there, I've got this nice clean grab of all the noise that I don't want to be in it, which is a low hum, but then when we do other things to it, it's gonna just really clean things up. So to select that audio portion, I'm gonna hit Shift P on the Mac. So I just selected it. Now I'm going to Command A, that's Command All. Now I've selected the entire talking portion, and now I'm gonna do Command Shift P. So that kind of combines everything, and now we have the noise reduction. And what this is going to do, it's going to reduce the noise that we selected when we first hit Shift P. And since it isn't anything like my actual voice, we can really go heavy on this. If you're outside and there's like birds chirping and it's at a similar frequency of your subject talking, you're not going to be able to go as ham on this because their voice is going to be also affected by what you're doing. So that's why it's really important, I would say, get a minimal just section of no talking so you can grab it later. So I'm just going to kind of listen to this back and fiddle around with how much I'm reducing the noise, or I'm sorry, the noise reduction, and then how much we're reducing it by. Okay, so first things first, we're gonna just recap the overall stats of what I did out there. Obviously, I ran 26.2 miles. I averaged 909 mile pace. Total elapsed time was 3:59:57, but the marathon time was 3:59:46. Okay, so honestly, since I did a good job to begin with getting that quiet moment, I can take a bunch. I'm going full out. We're going to do 94 by 60 decibels, essentially completely removing background noise, and we'll hit apply. And this will take a second because it is a pretty long clip. Okay, cool. So now one of the best things that we're going to see is when we're not talking, we have a really nice flat line. That's great for when you're cutting up an interview because now you can really when they take a tiny breath, you can actually connect it with the next one and there's no background. It'll just really cleanly transition and it'll play a lot better with music in the background, things like that. Okay, so now what can we do with it? Let's select all again. So we've got everything, Command A. And I like to go to Effects, Noise Reduction, Restoration, and De-Reverb. If you're in a mild room that has a little bit of space and it has a little bit of echo to it, this is a really great tool that you can just kind of minimally kind of tighten up your voice a bit and get a little bit less of that reverb kind of off the walls. So I'll play a little bit back and I'll just kind of adjust this finally. And we hit it on the dot, but there was two moments that I do want to kind of point out in the race. I'm going to call it a race. In the race where I kind of let myself down. Okay, cool. So it's super subtle, but grand scheme, it really helps. Again, with something where you may be playing a little bit of music in the background, this is going to make your voice crisp, clean, tightened up, and it's going to sound a little bit better over music. Okay, cool. So now, honestly, there's two ways that I would normally go about this. You can go to amplitude and compression, and you can use dynamics, which is going to be a little bit more specific on what audio frequencies you're affecting. Honestly, I tend to not really do this if I already have a pretty good clean recording, which I think I do. And we can just kind of simplify that process by using the hard limiter. So let's set this to about -6. You can see here that a lot of what is kind of peaking out is hanging around that -6. And then we're going to add in, we can start with 5, and that's going to boost up all these frequencies that are sitting around kind of that -12, and it's going to bring us closer to -6, which all around is going to make our voice nice and punchy, and the quiets will be a little bit louder and the louders will be a little bit quieter. That isn't appropriate English, but let's give it a listen. I think it was at the 13th mile. My split was an 8:12. Granted, it was downhill a bit. It was like a -50 feet mile, so it really was a downhill mile. But I felt like I needed to have a little bit more control in that moment, being that I did also. Okay, so when I toggle it on and off, you can kind of give it a good listen of how it kind of punches your voice a little bit more to the front of it just makes it a little bit more punchy. So we'll apply that, and you'll see that your audio is now going to look nice and clean, and even at that -6. Now I'm just going to hit Command S. That's saved. And since we did this all from Adobe Premiere Pro, once you save it and you come back to this, boom, it's there. It has all the effects we just did to it, and we're good to go. So we've already synced this up. So I'm just going to probably do some cutting. Oops. So that we're not messing around with all these audio tracks, so it doesn't take forever to get the final product. Command L to link these clips together, and boom, give that a listen. Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, we talk about marathon training and I take you out on some of my workouts, what shoes I'm wearing. Okay, so compared to the original in-camera audio that we had from that little shotgun microphone mounted on top, this is 1,000 times better. You're going to have a lot easier time working with mixing in and out. Maybe you're cutting up an interview where people are doing a lot of ums and ahs. This type of cleanup is going to make that a lot easier, and also it's going to sound good if you're just making YouTube videos with music over it. Okay, so that's how I clean up audio. Hopefully that was quick enough for you. I'll try to get a little bit quicker at these videos. Okay guys, so I hope that was helpful. Hopefully you picked up a thing or two on how to use Adobe Audition, or maybe even within Adobe Premiere Pro. That's it for me. That's quick tips. That's how I get clean audio. Again, drop it in the comments if you've got a better method, maybe something that's quicker or more efficient. Definitely let me know. I'm always trying to learn more stuff. I am by no means the master of all this. So that's it for this video. Really appreciate it. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment, or subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.